Hi, Kris Tjornehoj, and with me today is Katherine Henly. Katie is a singer, she's a dancer, she's a trumpet player, she is an editor, a producer, and a musician extraordinaire. And above all, she is one of the finest, kindest ladies that I have had the honor to work with and know.
Oh, Kris,
So welcome, Katie.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
So Katie, you just got done doing a project with dancers. I know you're a singer, we're gonna get there, but you have this myriad of skills and talents, all with grace. Tell me about the film project that I just absolutely adored, and what led to this?
Oh, thank you. I will. Well, although I grew up in a family of music and ultimately I am a singer, I was a dancer first. And so that led me to so many beautiful relationships and opportunities in my life. Even after I had my 2 degrees in music, I continued to dance. I always joked that half of my income came from dancing, half came from singing. And one of these dance jobs I had led me to meet Andrew Harper, who's an amazing dancer, an amazing choreographer, and we've been friends ever since. That was in 2015. And in about 2017, we started bouncing around the idea of what can you do in the film medium, and he was making his own film, his own dance film, and asked me to come on board as assistant director to be another set of eyes, to kind of, just be an extra hand and an extra brain on set. And it was such a great experience. We found that we collaborate really well. We both are very much perfectionists, so it's very calming actually to work with somebody who's going to be as concerned that everything is right as you are. And since then, we've made about 6 short films together. Our most recent is called Bones and features original music by Sydney Shepherd, who's a founding member of the band Bandits on the Run. And we were so thrilled. We asked her if she would finish a song that she had began writing, and she did for us, and she let us use it, and we filmed it in, I want to say, the fall of 2019. We had just finished our edit in like December or so, and we were just submitting it to festivals when everything shut down. And it's been a real passion project. It's the first film I've directed. It's the first film that both of us really felt like everything we had dreamed up and created came to pass, which is, I don't know but having the opportunity to see something you've spent a lot of time dreaming up come to life in front of you was incredible. I hope we all have that experience. And thankfully, it's done well so far in the festival circuit. It's in its 3rd festival right now. And we're excited to see where it goes.
So dancing and singing.
Yes.
When you have that double career and it's so strong, what kind of role do you most identify with?
Oh gosh. Do you mean as a character, or which of those roles?
Which of those roles, or is there a role where they intersect together and make you just feel like this is what you were made for?
Sure. Well, thankfully in the land of musical theater, they often intersect, which is part of why it has such a big piece of my heart. And also thankfully in opera, there are some really exciting innovative directors and choreographers like Francesca Zambello and Eric Sean Fogel, who are always looking to expand the reach of how much choreography is involved. How does the storytelling move forward with movement, not just with kind of stand and sing, as sometimes can be done in opera. So that's a tough question for me. Movement is such a part of my life. I cannot imagine. I'm so grateful. My mom put me in dance at 4. I'm so grateful for all it's brought me. But singing opera really has been something that's felt like it's purely mine. And it's been a journey with so many highs and so many lows. But over the past 2 years, I made a conscious choice to focus on just singing. My wonderful husband, Jack, mentioned earlier how much focus can do. And he is so right. It has been something truly mind-blowing to see if I just, for example, only sing, what I can accomplish that I've wanted to.
When you say that, what role were you working on pre-COVID that caused you joy or brought you joy?
Oh, Kris. So I actually, I got to sing for a brief moment in time my dream role of Musetta in La Bohème, Puccini's La Bohème. I was in Peter Rothstein's beautiful production over at Theatre Latida, and it was honestly a dream. I kept pinching myself every day, and I remember the last week that we were in the theater was our final week of previews, and it started with a full moon and it ended with Friday the 13th, and I thought, what could go wrong? And Friday the 13th we got the news, of course, that because of the global pandemic we'd be shutting down, although at the time we thought only for 2 weeks, so that has been an adventure, but we're hopeful. They have plans to bring it back as soon as it's safe, so hopefully I will get to sing it again.
I look forward to that.
Thanks.
Now that role also included you playing trumpet.
Yeah, it did.
Tell me about that.
I will.
What a surprise.
I know, you and me both. So it's on my resume under special skills, plays the trumpet. My father is a professional trumpet player, Rick Henly, and I grew up hearing it all the time. He had a mouthpiece stamped with a K for me when I was 5. I don't know when I learned how to play the trumpet. I don't know how I learned how to play the trumpet. I kind of think I just osmosed it. And so it's always been something I can pick up, and I could play a lick for you if you want. I could just, have a little fun spice to whatever I'm doing with it. But I've never played it in an opera. And about 3 weeks before I got to town to start rehearsals, I got an email, and they said, would you be open to playing your trumpet? And I said, of course, thinking I'll play, 3 notes, I'll play a little lick, and that'll be great. And they sent me all of the orchestral brass parts, which, if you're familiar, the beginning of Act 2 that's brass, that's thoroughly brass. And I went, uh-oh. So I said,
Am I in
Dad,
shape enough?
yeah. I said, Dad, how do I sound like an orchestral trumpet player in 3 weeks? Thankfully, we collaborated, and I said, I would love to do all of this. I will have to sing Musetta in about 2 bars after that. Could I just do this much? And we whittled it down. So Act 2 began with me doing my trumpet solo. As I walked across the stage, then I'd put my horn down, run off, put on my new wig, put some lipstick on, take a little breather, and come back on and it was really fun. It was a good experience.
I think that's great. That versatility is going to get you very far for a long time.
Thanks, Kris.
And as we talk about, the sacrifices and the rewards, you said that there's been high highs and low lows. Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, how much time do you have? Yeah, absolutely. I think you said this earlier as you interviewed Jack. I think it is the greatest gift to be given the opportunity to have a mind open enough to find a way to make a living doing what you love, if that makes any sense. I am so grateful that at every step, my parents, who are also artists and have had to, create a career that includes so many different facets in order to have a beautiful life. They raised me in an incredible house in the suburbs of New Jersey. I never knew that my life was any different until I suddenly realized they didn't go to work at 9 and come home at 5. My dad went to work at 5 and came home at 1, I'm so grateful that they supported me and gave me the strength and the backbone to say, I can do this, I will do this, and where there is a will, there is a way. There have been opportunities that I could not have dreamed of. One was I went to visit Jack in Cologne, Germany, and he was performing in the opera street scene. And I had come with my little suitcase, packed for 10 days of cold, rainy German weather, just a sweatshirt, a couple jeans, thinking I wouldn't see anyone. I just hang out with my boyfriend. And then the day I got there, I sat in on rehearsal because I thought, I won't get to see the show, I want to see some of this. It turned out that the soprano singing the role of Rose Morant was actually indisposed. She was pretty swollen and she'd been on vocal rest, and they were worried. And through a crazy series of events, another friend of mine in the show said, oh, Katie knows it. And I think I'd sung through it in school. And I said, oh, yeah, I do know it. very well. And before I knew it, yeah.
I know it really, really well tonight.
Yeah, and that's exactly what came to pass that night. I said, "Can I borrow your score, Jack?" And I was like, "Oh, mercy!" And they hired me. I jumped in, and before I knew it, I was on stage with the love of my life, and we're singing, and we're surrounded by German folk, and things that I couldn't have dreamed of. There have been really tough times. I mentioned that about 2 years ago, I decided to focus on singing, and what's been really exciting in my whole career is that I've always felt that the more I could do, the better. If I can do this and you can hire me for this, done. If I can do this and you need this, done. And it's meant that I've choreographed on feature film sets, I've directed on film sets, I've sung for commercials, I've done things that I couldn't have imagined. I've sung in Sheldon Harnick's musical and got to just hang out with him and talk about lyrics and music and audition for him in his apartment. But it's also meant that I didn't really specialize in anything. And when I decided to put all of my eggs in one basket, the first audition season, I have to tell you, I got nothing. I walked out of there with no work, and I literally sat down and I went, "Oh, what did I just do? What am I thinking?" And it was a really tough time. It was the first time I realized getting your head in the game is 97.9% of the battle. Being able to say, okay, every day is a new day. Every day my job is to get to the piano and do the work. I believe in the art that I'm creating. I believe in the product that I'm offering. And if it's not today, it's tomorrow. If it's not the day after that, it's the day after that, There's a lyric in a song I love a lot, which says, "When you hear no, it means not yet." And so that was a real learning period for me. I had to warm up my backbone, as I like to say every morning, and find the joy and remember the joy of storytelling and what I was doing, because on a personal level and on a financial level, I was sitting there going, "Oh, mercy, did I make a bad mistake?" Thankfully, in a couple months, it turned around, and this year was the first year I was almost fully booked with only singing work, which was really thrilling for personal reasons, professional reasons, and goal-achieving reasons, but we'll see what happens.
Goal achieving, what would you like to be known for? What's that one role that you are going to aspire to?
Oh, gosh. I don't know that I could pick one role, because even as I said that, I've of course continued to make films and I've continued to edit, but I think the one role, if I could distill it, would be to be a storyteller and to be seen as a colleague who is supportive and always ready with a solution to get the story to happen. And I think the people that I have respected most in this business and in my life have a purpose that they're following, but they are generous enough to bring everyone along with them. And so that's something I'd like to be known for.
That is a huge undertaking, and that is also so rewarding, because you're respecting others. And when you say take them along, I wonder if you will ever be a director, or have you ever aspired to be a conductor?
I don't know. I think I'll let you handle the conducting. But I have loved the small dabbles I've had of directing, and I hope that more comes my way. It's an exciting, I've always said that, getting to actually see different perspectives and sit on different sides of the table, so to speak, has been the greatest gift of getting to have a kind of patchwork career. I always feel like anything, when you're working out, anything, the more that you train, the more that you experience in life, the better.
And when you say the more that you experience in life, the better, you've had the opportunity to travel, and you've had the opportunity to make a difference, as you said, in a variety of mediums already. So what is next?
Great question. Well, in the micro, I'm currently preparing and will be recording in the next week a new opera with an opera theater, formerly Abbott Opera Theater in Minneapolis. The piece is called The Sky Where You Are, and it's composed by Juilliard pianist and incredible composer Maria Thompson Corley. It deals with issues of abuse and how those rates have spiked during the pandemic. So it's a big undertaking, but it's a project I'm really thrilled to be a part of for many reasons. The music's beautiful. I think the message is important. After that, I will head to New York to film another project that is it's still in the works, but I'm excited. It's a short film with classical music and with my collaborator Andrew Harper and pianist Saffron Chung. So I'm excited to get to film-make again. And then beyond that, we'll have to see what comes my way. There's a lot that's on hold. All of my work was in America, and all of it is in that lovely limbo that we're all in, either on hold or canceled with the hope of future seasons being when it can be put on. But Jack's work, thankfully, is carrying on, and that's in Germany and Norway. So I think that I'll head to Norway, and we'll spend our first Thanksgiving and Christmas in Norway, as you do. Our first married Thanksgiving and Christmas.
That will be so fantastic.
We're so excited. One of the funniest things that happened, we eloped recently, and it was just our parents. It was truly because he's traveling internationally, we thought it would be a good idea. And while we were getting married, this group of women was vacationing in the cottage near, we were by the beach, and they pulled out their chairs and they watched. And when we were pronounced husband and wife, they cheered as if they'd known us their whole lives. And then we'd had a little lunch that we were having with our parents, and they came out and they gifted us these 2 little Christmas ornaments and a watercolor that they painted of us in an hour since seeing us get married. So I'm excited to put those ornaments on our tree in Norway. I'm looking forward to it.
That will be fantastic. Well, we wish you all the best in your career, and thank you for sharing your talent. Can't wait to hear you sing and everything that's going to be in your future. Keep that joy, keep those eyes dancing, and don't ever let those feet sit still very long.
I won't. Thanks, Kris.
Thank you.